If the goal is to be playing your best high school baseball in late May and early June, well, Edison and St. Joseph of Metuchen have taken that quite literally. They are. Edison has won 9 in a row, its last loss coming to the Falcons. St. Joe's has won 8 in a row, its last loss coming against the Eagles. And the Falcons have won 5 straight in their final at bat, including 4 in walk-off fashion, and all 3 of their wins in the county tournament have come the same way. Combine that with 2 pitchers with an ERA of just over a run, and we're going to have one good championship game this afternoon. It's the Jim Muldowney GMC Championship Tournament Final. It's the Jim Muldowney GMC Championship Tournament Final. The 5th-seeded St. Joseph of Metuchen Falcons looking for a 3rd championship in 5 years, and the 11th-seeded Edison Eagles looking for their first in 24 on a Saturday afternoon on Central Jersey Sports Radio. And it's coming up next.
This is high school baseball on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
Swung on first pitch. That one down the third base line, and it's down for a hit. Gets back to the wall and into foul territory. 1 run scores. Going to third is Roma. He's being waved home. The throw is at the plate. It goes over the head of the catcher, and now advancing to third is Murphy. It's a 2 RBI double, and it breaks the scoreless tie. What a play by Connor Murphy, who's getting it done on the mound and the plate.
Now the pitch to the plate, swung on and hit in the air to deep center. Nugent going back on his horse at the wall, looking up, and it's gone! Bobby Christensen, a 2-run home run, and St. Joe's has a 5-0 lead in the top of the second. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Check swing, he went, and that's it! Edison wins it 3-0, and the Eagles, for the first time in nearly a quarter century, will play for a GMC tournament championship.
Here's the pitch from Comiskey. That one grounded right over the head of Comiskey, and Christensen comes home. It's a walk-off victory. J.P. Zale wins the game with an RBI single, caps off a 3-run 7th inning, and St. Joe's Metuchen is headed to its 4th GMC tournament final in 5 years.
Now, GMC Tournament Baseball on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
Live from Ray Sipperly Field on the campus of East Brunswick Magnet High School, it's Greater Middlesex Conference Baseball on Central Jersey Sports Radio, the championship game of the Jim Muldowney GMC Tournament, and a battle of GMC Red Division teams, the 5th-seeded St. Joseph of Metuchen Falcons and the 11th-seeded Edison Eagles. High school baseball on Central Jersey Sports Radio, brought to you in part by Baseball Warehouse in Highland Park. Great instruction, no gimmicks. New Jersey State Federation of Umpires, Mickey Sedlak Chapter. Jan Promotions, official outfitter of Central Jersey Sports Radio. Bellamy and Son Paving, proud sponsor of the high school top 10. Higgins Speed Lab, where athletes train to get faster. Ball Stars, custom sport balls made in the USA. And Sportsplex at Metuchen, your local indoor sports facility for an immersive sporting experience. Your starting pitchers for St. Joseph, Richard Zangara, 3-1, a record of 1.32. Connor Murphy for Edison, 5-2, an ERA of 1.04. Hi, everybody. Back with longtime partner Justin Sansup. How you doing, buddy, as we get set for this championship? You got the hoodie and the headphones over top the hood. It's chilly today.
Yeah, I mean, we've really seen it all, Mike, haven't we, when it comes to GMC semifinals and finals at Ray Sipperly Field here. I think a few years ago it was over 90. We were dying, and now I'm hooded on this really chilly Memorial Day weekend, but on the bright side, it's not raining.
Nope,
it's
dry. Yeah,
we
listen,
would both prefer the
we
chill.
had some kids behind us who played in that game, that 13-inning North Brunswick-East Brunswick game that was 1-0, which preceded a near 10-run rule win by St. Joe's. And not that we were rooting for it, but it was 90 degrees, and we had a home plate umpire nearly pass out, if you recall, and they had to get a new guy, the backup, to go change his gear. Had to go to his car, and we had another 20-minute wait during that. And the rest of us were all just dripping. So, you know, maybe I would take, it's about, what do we got here today? We have 51. Is that where we're at? 62 degrees.
Oh, okay.
I would take that in sunshine.
Yeah.
But right now we don't have too much sun. There's a little blue peeking through in some spots here. But in the meantime, we're going to hear from our 2 head coaches. Dennis McCaffrey at St. Joe's, spent so many years at Cranford, has over 500 career wins. Vinny Abene Edison He's got over 300, so more than 800 wins combined between these two coaches. We're going to hear from them, talk about their teams for the Jim Muldowney GMC Final after this on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
Hi, I'm Warren Bennett, president of the NJSFU State Federation of Umpires, the Mickey Sedlak chapter. Our goal is to develop and improve our members' knowledge, skills, professionalism, and confidence. We cover high school baseball and softball in the GMC and other surrounding counties. We also cover various rec, local youth leagues, USA softball, travel leagues, and men's leagues, including assigning and working the Last Dance tournament. We have college, high school, Little League umpires on staff, and we are also proud to give back by umpiring events like the Autism Awareness Challenge, Little League Buddy Ball, and the Wounded Warrior Charity Foundation. To find out more or to become an umpire, visit njsfu.org. That's njsfu.org.
Mike Pavlichko and Justin Sansu back at Ray Sipperly Field in East Brunswick for the Jim Muldowney GMC Championship Tournament Final. 5th seed St. Joseph of Metuchen taking on 11th seed Edison. Time now to hear from our two head coaches. We start with the Falcons and first-year head coach Dennis McCaffrey. They've won 8 straight coming in, 5 in a row in their last at-bat. The first 4 of those all in walk-off fashion, including last Saturday's 4-3 win, scoring 3 in the 7th to beat Spotswood in the semifinals.
It's a credit to the kids. They battled the whole way and were able to put themselves in a position to have the tying run come to the plate. Unfortunately, we were able to get one across at the end. But, Spotswood played a great game. It's a great program. They win every year, well coached, and, the pitcher did a great job, and their kids battled the whole way. And, we were fortunate that we were able to get the last at-bat and the last run across.
And, listen, the fact that Spotswood, doesn't want to get to those guys. You don't want to face Bobby Christensen and J.P. Zale. Talk a little bit about those guys just as clutch hitters and seniors and what they've meant to you in your first year as a head coach as leaders.
Well, it's always good to have seniors that have experience. And, prior to Bobby and J.P. getting up, Walter Christian was able to hit a double down the line, and Luke Baranakis was able to come up off the bench and have a pinch hit single to allow Bobby and JP to do their thing. So it's a team effort. Rich Angara threw a great game, as well as Dom coming in and doing his thing as well. So it was a total team effort. And, like I said, we're very fortunate they were able to advance. And, Spotswood played a great game, and we just had the last at-bat.
And look, I love to focus the attention on the kids, of course, but you come in from Cranford, obviously, as a very, very highly successful coach, won a ton of games, all that stuff. How have you found it in the GMC? Is the baseball different from what you get in Union County? Have you had to tailor anything as you kind of adjust to the GMC Red Division?
The biggest thing, when I arrived at St. Joe's was getting to know the kids. St. Joe's was nice enough to hire me about a month prior to the school year, and that's a credit to our president, Mr. Nolan, our school principal, Ms. Ann Rivera, and the deans. That goes to Miguel Cabrita, Ryan Carter, and Jessica, who were all very nice to welcome me into the St. Joe's community. And the biggest adjustment I had to make was getting to know the kids, the players, and going from there. But baseball is baseball. If you pitch it, you defend it, and you hit it. It doesn't matter where you play in the state of New Jersey. It doesn't matter what level you play. When you do those 3 things, you have a better chance to win. So that's what we do here at St. Joe's. We try and pitch it, defend it, and hit it.
All right, Coach, so now in the GMC Tournament Championship game here, and you have a week between, so you got some time to work on things, play a couple of games other than the days you have rain. But what about preparation for the Edison Eagles? Do you play a few games in a row last week? Do you like having that week in between to kind of settle down for the championship? Would you rather get back at it?
It doesn't really matter what I like, because that's the format. So
yeah, there you go.
What we're going to do, and that's what the tournament format is. So we're going to adjust to the format and try and get ourselves ready to play a very good Edison Eagles team. It starts with Connor Murphy. He pitched against us last time, and he did an outstanding job against us. And he was able to beat us, and he had control of his pitches. He threw both sides of the plate. He's a very competitive kid, very successful pitcher on the mound. He's had a lot of success recently as well, and they're well coached. The coach Vinny is an outstanding coach and an outstanding man. He's been very helpful with me coming into the GMC. Any questions I've had, he's been a phone call or text away, and I really appreciate that about him. So, you know, we're going to have a tough game on Saturday. We're well aware of that. We know that. And it's just going to be a matter of, you know, trying to execute, play the game.
And what about their lineup? And they certainly got some guys who can hit.
Oh, yeah, their lineup, it's a tough lineup to get through. And, you know, we're going to have our hands full on Saturday. We know that, you know, it's a very long, balanced lineup. They hit it. They do a great job at two strikes. They can hit gap to gap. They put the ball in play. We know that they can bunt. We know that they hit and run. We know that they can squeeze. And we're going to have our hands very full on Saturday. It's going to be a very difficult game for us.
How much did the Red Division prepare you for this year? I mean, there's no necessarily dominant team. I mean, you can look at first place, right? You had Woodbridge, which won it, but South Plainfield beat them twice. What about the parity in what you face week in and week out in the GMC? How does that get you set for a championship game like this?
I wouldn't even say it's the Red Division. You know, credit to teams in the other divisions because, you know, they were very, very competitive in this tournament. And, you know, the GMC is a very balanced conference, and you have to show up every day because, you know, the teams are very good. And, you know, we saw that this spring. You know, it's a very competitive conference.
Meanwhile, though it hasn't been as dramatic, Edison has won 9 in a row coming into today. They had a little less agita in a 3-0 semifinal win over Middlesex. Head coach Vinny Abene.
I just knew going in it was going to be a tight game. They were running hot. Both teams were kind of running hot. And we had our guy on the mound, and he kept them quiet long enough until we could break through there in the I think it was 6th that we got a couple of runs. I mean, obviously a hard-fought battle and a real testy game, and and Connor kind of just did his thing and kept them off balance the whole day. And we got those 2 runs. It felt when we got the 2 runs, it felt like it was 10 runs, and just put it back in his hands, and he finished the job.
Well, listen, this team playing some really good baseball right now, 9 in a row, as I mentioned. Did it just take a little while? And I found in baseball with the shorter preseason lately, it has taken some teams a little longer to kind of figure it out. Where do you guys feel like you were?
Yeah, just listen, early on in the season, we had a couple of injuries and we had a couple of kids get sick. And, it just kind of took us to kind of figure out our identity there for a little while. And, and plus, like you said, I mean, it was just weird. It was a weird April, and it's still even a weird May in terms of weather and, trying to get into a groove and figure things out. And, hopefully we're figuring it out at the right time and clicking at the right time.
This is a 5 and an 11 seed, and we have not seen a double-digit seed in a final since 2018. But that said, I mean, and you and I talked about last week before the semifinals, this was a wide-open tournament, all of that stuff. But in the beginning, do your guys ignore the 11? Do they use it as motivation? Does any of that come into play?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think seeds are nothing to us. We take one game at a time. We don't care what seed, who is what. And in our county, we're playing teams. We played Old Bridge in the first round. We played them twice. We play them
right
every year. So it's just you're familiar with all the opponents, and it's a matter of executing the right way in the middle of the game. But now seeds really don't mean anything to us.
And that is the head coach of Edison, Vinny Abene. Before that, you heard from Dennis McCaffrey. You can hear the full interview on the replay of this broadcast. We'll punch it all back in. We're just about to get started. 1:57 here in East Brunswick, and St. Joe's has taken the field. So let's get you the starting lineups. First for the Edison Eagles, who will bat first as the lower-seeded team, number 11 seed. This is an 11 versus 5, but as you heard us talking about, very even. Center fielder Darren Serrato, shortstop Anthony Calantoni, first baseman Robert Roma are the top 3. Then in the cleanup spot, the pitcher Connor Murphy. Second baseman Ray Tavares, the third baseman Dominicenti hitting 6th. 7, 8, 9, left fielder Sam Kentos, catcher Brody Farrer, and the right fielder Teddy Eiler. The defensive alignment for St. Joe's, Logan Ring at first, J.P. Zale at second, Bobby Christensen at short, Owen Krulikowski around at third. The outfield left to right, Walter Christian, Chris Almanzar, Luke Palermo. The catcher, Zach Penley on the mound, Rich Zangara for the St. Joseph Falcons. He is 3-1, an ERA of 1.32. And we are just about set to go. Zangara on the mound, righty pitcher. And we'll deal first with righty Darren Tirado. And the first pitch is a fastball swing and a miss at 1:58 p.m. Time of your first pitch. 0-1 on Tirado, who is hitting .345, third on the team. And he fouls one off. An 0-1 pitch sliced up high over the dugout and onto the expansive grass field here at Ray Sipperly Field. 321 to left, 302 to right, 358 left center, 342 right center, 387 straight away. The 0-2, swing and a miss. And Tirado down on strikes. First strikeout victim for Zangara, who has now 45 strikeouts on the year, but 37 walks. Connor Murphy, the Edison starter, a little more heavily towards the K's. 69 strikeouts, 21 walks. Anthony Calantoni, shortstop, 325 batting average, 7 runs batted in. To the plate now as Zangara works quickly, and the first pitch is low and outside for a ball, 1-0. Well, you said to me, Justin, probably no home runs today. Got the wind blowing right in.
Yep.
Helps to turn your mic on, doesn't it? My bad. Ball 2 to Calantoni. And welcome those of you not only listening, but also watching live on our YouTube stream today. So glad you could enjoy that. 2-0 is swung on and fouled off. 2 balls, 1 strike. Not something we can really do with one camera for football or basketball, but at baseball you get most of the field. You get to see home plate. That's the most important part. It's where all the action happens. 2-1 on Calantoni. The pitch, swing and a miss. Good fastball. And it's 2-2. St. Joe's the higher seed in white pants, white jerseys. I call them the old Astros 80s style jerseys with the band of green and black across the stomach. St. Joseph on the front. Pitch, change up, breaking ball outside, and in the dirt into the backstop. 3-2.
Well, I'm
What
curious.
was all of those things?
I'm curious to see how Zangara attacks these hitters today, because he's walked a few too many batters this season, right?
Yep.
He's got 37 walks and 47 2/3.
3-2, the pitch. Ball 4, low. And Calantoni aboard with a walk, as you mentioned. And he pitched well against Spotswood. They were down only 3-1 going into the 7th inning. And then, of course, they came back with 3 against my alma mater. No hard feelings, I promise. It's all right. You got to win, you got to lose. It's the way it goes, man. So Robert Roma standing in. First lefty Zangara will face, and first pitch swinging, pops it up high over the backstop somewhere, but it's not going to land on us. No balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, we're pretty protected by this fence. I'm not sure the angle is even possible.
I mean, if it peaks halfway between here and there and then is coming back, it could just get over that fence.
Yeah, but would it land on us?
Oh, I tell you, we had a funky one pop in the press box the other night. 0-1 is low and inside, 1-1. We're at TD Bank Park on Tuesday. Monday, Dylan Allen and I doing the semifinals, and we had a foul ball that landed in the concourse and then bounced up and almost hit the ceiling of our booth and then hit the door in the back. And then he grabbed it with one hand. Pitch low and outside, runner goes, throw down to second, and is not in time. So safe at second, Anthony Calantoni, the Edison stolen base leader. That's his 11th on the season. They've stolen 30 bases, 31 now. St. Joe's 52 on the year. Wind whipping up just a bit. 2 balls and 1 strike on Romo. The pitch misses up high, 3-1 now.
Yeah, this is the bugaboo for Zangara. He's got great stuff. Going to pitch at Ithaca College next year, but sometimes can lose control of the zone.
3 balls, 1 strike. He's got a runner on second. Calantoni, a walk and a stolen base. And now Roma is going to step out of the batter's box. Edison in the road grays, red stripe down the side. The red button-down jerseys with Edison across the front and gold, number on the front and back. And it's that kind of colonial-looking script with some neat serifs. 3-1 pitch right down the middle and in there for a called strike, 3-2.
Threw a 3-1 breaking ball there.
Mm-hmm. And got some perfect placement. Roma didn't swing at it, but it was a strike, and that's what you like. Now it's a full count. Calantoni on second. Roma steps out again. No pitch count in high school, mercifully. although we do need a shot clock in basketball. Yes, even out of season. 3-2, swung on and a grounder weakly, but through the hole between short and third into left field. Calantoni almost slipped trying to come around third. He gets held up anyway, and it's runners at the corners with a one-out single by Robert Roma. Calantoni at third and Roma on second. And it brings up the pitcher, Connor Murphy, who can do some damage with the bat too. 257, but 19 RBIs. One off the pace for the team lead. Edison has hit 7 homers this year. St. Joe's has hit 6. I don't know if anybody's putting one out today.
Early chance here for Connor to help himself out.
Oh, certainly. 3-0 win in the semifinals over Middlesex for Edison. Blue Jays were the 10 seed. First pitch, breaking ball misses away. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the state tournament starts next week. Can't believe we're here already. It went so fast this season, so fast. Fake toss over to first, spin around, throw over to third, almost got away from Krulikowski. It was high and towards the outfield. Calantoni staying put. 1 ball, no strikes. One starting pitcher against the other here in the top of the first. And the pitch is a strike. 1-1. Runner breaks from first, but Roma holds there. You always have to watch that double steal in the high school game. A lot of teams do it. Or at least try to decoy, force a throw, and bring the guy home from third. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It swung on and popped up foul. High and over us, back out onto the lawn. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Murphy.
It will be just my luck after I'm saying that there's
right, you're going to get plunked. No, I'm going to get plunked is what's going to happen. Well, Dylan brought his glove, and actually that foul ball that came in was right at the end, and I said, you better put that glove on, and that's when the ball came in. I think he got in a glove. 1-2, a check swing. It's low, dropped by the catcher, Penley. It stays in front of him, but advancing to second is Roma. Call that a stolen base because he was off and running anyway.
Infield in.
I don't know if they would have gotten him. Yeah, infield in, looking for a potential play at the plate here. 2-2 on Connor Murphy. Zangara kicks and deals. Oh, and he just missed. And the outside part of the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch away from loading him up. Or if it goes Zangara's way, big help to try and get out of this inning. And you don't have to have a play at the plate. You can just go to first if you need one. 3-2 pitch, swing and a chopper in front of the mound, fielded by Zangara. No, off his glove, then he kicks it into foul territory. Calantoni comes home, and everyone's safe. 1-0 Edison here in the top of the first. Score that one in E1. Although they've put 2 hits up. They're going to call that a hit. All right.
I think that would have been a really tough play.
It would have been a tough play. But I think Calantoni doesn't score if he doesn't boot it, maybe.
Yeah.
But they'll call that an infield hit. So Murphy an RBI. Calantoni in with the game's first run. Edison 2 hits and a walk here in the inning. And Ray Tavares, the second baseman, coming to the plate. And a check swing on the first pitch, low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. This is the kind of game, I joke about it all the time, but this really, I think, is the kind of game where it could be 9-8 or 1-0.
Yeah. Well, if it's 1-0, Edison's looking pretty good.
Yeah, but you don't know what kind of game it's going to be yet, right? 1-0 on Tavares, and the pitch from Zangara from the stretch with the runners on, misses up high, 2 balls, no strikes. And we're going to get a mound visit here from Coach McCaffrey to maybe just settle down Rich Zangara just a little bit. Struggling to find a strike zone.
Yeah, 4th straight batter that he's fallen behind after he struck out Tirado on those.
Went 3-2 on the last 3.
Yeah, 3 straight pitches against Tirado. And, I mean, it's tough because there hasn't been a lot of solid contact yet. I mean, it was a seeing-eye single for Roma and then basically a swinging bunt there for Murphy. And all of a sudden, like, you got runners at the corner as a 2-0 count and facing a really good pitcher like Murphy, it's important that Zangara kind of keeps it right here. You know, he doesn't want to give Edison any more runs before, St. Joe's was able to come to the plate.
I mean, it shows you how important this mound visit was at Coach McCaffrey, who, listen, knows what he's doing. You don't win over 500 games by accident. But he realizes that he's not even going to wait until he walks Tavares. He's going to make sure he gets out there and settles this thing down and maybe talks a little strategy defensively here as well. 1 out in the inning, first and second for Edison. They're up 1-0. And the pitch back after the mound visit is also a ball, low and inside, 3-0. So Tavares will be looking all the way here in the top half of the first. Pitch misses outside their breaking ball. That's ball 4. Tavares aboard. Second walk issued by Zangara. And it'll move Rob Roma over to third. Connor Murphy up to second. No courtesy runner for Murphy, by the way, whose dad's got the laptop right behind us here. Dom Innocenti to the plate, the team's best hitter at .409, 20 runs batted in, 3 homers, 4 triples, all leading the team. 9 extra base hits. Here's the pitch to him. Swing and a foul off the end of the bat to the right. No balls, 1 strike. 2 doubles, 4 triples, 3 home runs, 9 extra base hits. Robert Roma has 9 too. He's got 7 doubles to lead the team, a triple and a homer. 0-1, bases loaded Edison, 1 out. Swung on and fouled, ripped over the St. Joe's dugout, 0-2. So Edison strikes first in this one. Now let's see if they can get some more. The pitch on the way, up high. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. First hitter he's gotten ahead of since the leadoff man, Tirado. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from Zangara, swung on and punched foul down the first base line. And it will stay 1-2. 6th hitter to bat in the inning.
It's a big chance here for Edison.
Oh, yeah.
To really blow it open early.
No doubt about it. One and two still. 1 out, bases loaded. Breaking ball away, 2-2.
It's got to be a lot of pitches so far for Zangara.
6, 6, 6, 10, 15, 18 so far. Pitch number 19 of the inning. Swung on and fouled off the backstop. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. And this will be number 20. Just keep fouling him off until he throws a bad pitch.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Innocenti down on strike. So it's been feast or famine for Rich Zangara here in the first. A walk, a single, an infield hit, and a walk. And a strikeout before all that and a strikeout after. And now here's Sam Kentos, the left fielder.
That was a huge strikeout of Edison's best hitter. And if Zangara can get out of this, only allowing the 1 run, that's got to feel like a huge win going into the dugout.
First pitch to Kentos, and that one is on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Kentos, the left fielder, is a freshman hitting .231. 6 runs batted in. Now the pitch from Zangara. He swings and fouls it off, does Kentos. 0-2. So now Zangara a strike away from getting out of this jam. Bases loaded, 1 out. And he's able now to get it to 2 down and an 0-2 count on Sam Kentos, the 7 hitter for Edison. Nothing in 2, bases loaded, 2 down. Here's the pitch from Zangara. It's swung on and hit it to right field. That's going to be a base hit over the head of the second baseman, J.P. Zale. 1 run scores, 2 run score as Connor Murphy slides in. with a second run, and Edison has a 3-0 lead in the top of the first on a 2 RBI single by Sam Kentos. How about the freshman coming up big?
That is a huge 2-out, 2-strike piece of hitting by a freshman. And on this stage, and I mean, look, you got Connor Murphy on the mound for Edison. You're feeling pretty good with 3 runs already.
Ray Tavares all over to third on that play. And now brings up the catcher, Brody Ferrer, hitting .210, 11 runs batted in. And the pitch to the plate is a strike, 0-1 on Brody Ferrer. 8th man to hit in the inning, Teddy Eiler, number 9 hitter, is due up next. Pitch to the plate. Breaking ball misses that time. Look, almost the same place, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. First and third, 2 down here for Edison. Zangara deals. It's swung on and chopped down the third base line. Grabbed by the third baseman, Kolakowski, but as he falls on the bag with it, a run scores, and Ferrer with an infield hit. So 2 infield hits. That one to third base brings home another run. It's 4-0 Edison here in the first.
Wow.
Kentos to second on the play. Ferrer at first, and a run in. And now here's Teddy Eiler. And this is not the way St. Joe's drew this one up. Swing and a miss. That wasn't quite a fastball there. It started off with a changeup to Eiler, 0-1. Kept him off balance. Now the 0-1 pitch, swung on and fouled to the backstop, 0-2. So gets ahead of a hitter, and can he finish it off with a strikeout? And we get some sun.
Yeah, I'm liking it. The hood might
That's
come
nice
off.
and warm. Yeah. Well, then you're going to have to put it back on as soon as it dips back behind those gray clouds. The wind, too, makes it cooler. Here's the 0-1, or the 0-2, a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is the end of the inning. So a tale of 2 sort of lives in that inning for Rich Zangara. He gives up 4 runs, all earned on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 2 of them infield hits. There were 2 walks, but he also strikes out the side. So 4 runs, 4 hits in the inning, 2 walks, no errors, 2 left on base. We played a half an inning, and it is Edison 4, St. Joe's coming up to bat on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
If you're serious about the game of baseball, Baseball Warehouse is serious about you. For over 20 years, Baseball Warehouse in Highland Park is the place to go for great instruction. Led by former New Jersey College baseball coach and current Colorado Rockies scout Mike Garlotti, Baseball Warehouse features instructors who are also high school coaches. They're not a baseball factory, they're a baseball school. You'll learn the finer points of the fundamentals to improve your game. They have summer camps and spring, summer, and fall teams. Call them at 732-249-8884. That's 732-249-8884. Or visit them online at baseballwarehousenj.com. That's baseballwarehousenj.com.
Mike Pavlichko, Justin Sansu back with you at Ray Sipperly Field in East Brunswick. 4-0 Edison. They get 4 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks in the top of the first, and they send 9 to the plate. Now St. Joe's will come up for the first time against Edison's Connor Murphy. Shortstop Bobby Christensen leads off, followed by the second baseman J.P. Zale, the DH Joe Barca for Zangara, the pitcher. Right fielder Luke Palermo in the cleanup spot. The first baseman is Logan Ring. Then the third baseman, Owen Krolakowski, batting 6. 7, 8, 9, Chris Almanzar, the center fielder. Left fielder Walter Christian. The catcher Zach Penley. The defensive alignment at first, it's Robert Roma. The rest of the infield, Ray Tavares at second, Anthony Calantoni at short, Dominicenti at third. Outfield left to right, Sam Kentos, Darren Tirado, Teddy Eiler. Behind the plate, Brody Ferrer catching Connor Murphy, 5-2, a 1.04 ERA, and an infield hit and a run scored in the first inning, and an RBI. Not a bad start for Connor Murphy. He hasn't even taken the mound yet. Not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Leading off for St. Joe's, number 24, Bobby Christensen.
So here's Christensen to start it off for the Edison Eagles, looking for their first championship since their last trip in 24 years. Incredible. And the first pitch misses outside to Christensen, a lefty hitter, 1 ball and no strikes. What's even more interesting, both of these teams, well, I think it's interesting. I'm not sure the coaches thought much of it before the game. 1-0 pitch swung on and popped up foul down the left field line.
You're 0 for 1 and you with your sample size and
well,
testing this.
Yeah. So Edison is 8-1 all time in the finals. St. Joe's 8-2. They've won the most games of anybody in GMC tournament history, the most title games in GMC tournament history. 1 ball, 1 strike on Christensen, leading it off, and check swing, he pops it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All of Edison's 9 appearances came from 1990 to 2001. All of St. Joe's came from 2004 through 2023. So they never met each other in the finals, but they also never overlapped. Like, all of Edison's appearances came before St. Joe's ever made it. And Edison hasn't made it since St. Joe's started making the final. And now they meet here for the first time. The 1-2 pitch to Christensen, swing and a miss at a fastball, and at strike 3 as the wind picks up. This is the kind of weather you can't even play tennis in. Because you'll hit a ball to the middle and it'll be out of bounds.
Yep.
J.P. Zale up to the plate. Zale had the winning hit. Drove in Christensen against Spotswood here last Saturday in the GMC tournament semifinals. A 4-3 win. First pitch to him. Breaking ball away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Zale hitting .411. Number 2 among the regulars. Luke Palermo, the cleanup hitter, leads at .413. Zale with 21 runs batted in to lead the team. And a strike on the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zale has 2 RBIs along with Christensen in this GMC tournament. They've only scored 5 runs. The first 2 wins were 1-0 wins over Sayreville and Metuchen in 8 and 9 innings. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. That's strike 2, 1-2. Justin, St. Joe's has won 5 straight in their last at bat. The first 4 were walk-offs, and the next 3 were all in 2 of the next 3 were all in extra innings in the tournament. 1-2 misses low for a ball. 2-2. The comeback kids or cardiac kids, depending on your point of view,
Or both.
Or both. Westfield was the only one that didn't win with a walk-off. They were the road team. They scored the winning run in the top of the 7th. 2-2. Ooh, looked good. That's a ball, though. 3-2. So a full count now on J.P. Zale. 1 out in the inning. Leadoff batter struck out swinging, just like did for Edison. Here's a 3-2. Foul to the backstop. They'll do it again. See, aren't you glad you kept that hoodie on now?
I am. Now it's getting chilly again. Yeah.
Do I do a 50-50? You know, I did one last week. I didn't win. I should have done it earlier, so I'll have to do one now, yeah. I mean, we're live on the radio, but that's okay. We can still buy a 50-50. I'll take $10 worth, please. Here's a 3-2 pitch coming, and it's swung on and grounded over to short. Fielded by Calantoni. Easy long throw across the diamond in time for the out. Score that one 6-3. J.P. Zale retired, 2 down, and that brings up the DH Joe Barca for the pitcher Rich Zangara, which is interesting because those were the 2 most likely to start today. And Dennis McCaffrey decided he wanted to go with Rich Zangara. If he has to bring in Barca at some point, which you would think that might be the next go. Thank you very much. My 50-50. We'll hold on to that. Wish me luck. What time? 7th inning? 5th inning. All right. Very good. We'll have to keep an eye out on that in the 5th. But if he brings Barca in, he can stay in as a DH. And the first pitch to Barca is popped up foul, giving chase Robert Roma, but he stops at the warning track, sees it's going out of play, and it'll be no balls and 1 strike. So let's see here. Do I have any good numbers? Oh, my goodness. I have one that ends in a 24. Now, there are probably, for every 100 tickets they sell, they're going to get a 24. 0-1 pitch. Misses for a ball, 1-1. Where's Sandal? Dave, I have one of these tickets, ends in a 24. Just want to let you know that. So he's been pointing out to me all the 24 references this week to Jim Muldowney. If you missed it, we'll tell you 1-1, up high, 2-1. So Jim Muldowney, who this tournament is named after, longtime Edison coach, passed away last year. His funeral was on the 24th. He wore the number 24. Edison has not been to the finals nor won it in 24 years. They have played 24 games this season. He also, between division, county, state, won 24 championships, and we're playing on the 24th. They're going to name it after someone else next year to give someone else a chance. 2-1 pitch. Misses up high. 3 balls and 1 strike. So now I got a 24 on one of my tickets, which the tickets are also
red.
Edison red. You notice I did not wear my green sneakers today. Just don't want to be mistaken for St. Joe's. I also have red. I didn't want to be mistaken for Edison. Went with the brown. 3-1, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Well, it's tough because the Central Jersey Sports Radio logo is green.
It is
Colors
green.
are green.
Yeah, there's a little bit in the shirt,
gray.
but you can forgive that. But green sneakers, now we're starting to get
pushing it
a little lot. Anybody got green sneakers over in St. Joe's? See, some of the Edison coaches have the red ones, which is cool.
I'm going to keep my eyes peeled.
Nope. Black cleats for Joe Barca at the plate here. 3-2 pitch on the way, and it's in there for a called strike 3, and that will end the inning. Second strikeout of the inning for Connor Murphy, and it's a 1-2-3. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left. We played an inning 4-0. It is St. Joe's trailing Edison. We go to the top half of the second on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
If you're looking for branded merchandise, look no further than Jan Promotions. For over 40 years, they've been serving all of New Jersey with thousands of items to suit your needs and your budget. They've got everything from tech items like flash drives to bags, mugs, glasses, and sports bottles. From a 50-cent keychain to a glistening $500 custom award, make Jan Promotions your only source for all your ad specialty needs. They can help your small business or big corporation. Free setup and shipping on a wide range of products. Visit janpromotions.com or call 201-641-2803. That's 201-641-2803. Or online at janpromotions.com.
Hey, how's it going? This is Kyle Higgins, the owner and founder of the Higgins Speed Lab in South Brunswick, where athletes train to get faster. Our program is designed to help athletes improve their speed and agility while gaining confidence in a productive and supporting environment. We focus on key areas like proper running mechanics, first step quickness, endurance, and even injury prevention. And we cover all sports: football, basketball, baseball, track, lacrosse, and more. Call us for an assessment at 609-213-1955. That's 609-213-1955. Or visit us at our website, HigginsSpeedLab.com. That's HigginsSpeedLab.com. Higgins Speed Lab in South Brunswick, where athletes train to get faster.
Mike Pavlichko, Justin Sonsup with you at East Brunswick Magnet School, EB Tech as it was called back in the day, and Edison, the 11 seed, leading the 5 seed St. Joe's 4-0. Top half of the second, first hitter Darren Tirado, the leadoff man, pops it up first base side, coming towards the wall, making the catch. Logan Ring, the first baseman, in foul territory, and that'll be the first out of the inning. And Tirado retired 0 for 2, brings up Anthony Calantoni.
Tough day for those soft hit pop-ups with the wind.
Yeah,
it looked like Ring had to kind of sprint in at the last minute and make a basket catch.
And now the first pitch to Calantoni, in there for a called strike, 0-1.
I always think on windy days like this, I mean, it obviously benefits the line drive, ground ball, slap hitting team.
And this one slapped over to third. An easy field for Kulikowski, throw across the diamond bit high, but Logan Ring stays on the bag for the second out of the inning, 5-3.
After that first inning for Zangara to come back in this second and get 2 quick outs, I think he's really looking for a quick short inning. There were a lot of pitches in the first.
And now Robert Roma comes up with a single run scored in the first. He pops this one up down the left field side, and it's going to be out of play. (4-0) score. windy day, chilly. Not quite Memorial Day weekend. Doesn't feel like it yet. Pitch on the way, and Roma skies this one out to right, fairly deep. Back to the warning track, but under it, making the catch, J.P. Zale, and that will end the inning. So, after a tricky first, a 1-2-3 for Zangara, no runs, hits, errors, nobody left. We played an inning and a half, and it's 4-0 on Central Jersey Sports Radio. Edison leading St. Joe's.
If you're looking for branded merchandise, look no further than Jan Promotions. For over 40 years, they've been serving all of New Jersey with thousands of items to suit your needs and your budget. They've got everything from tech items like flash drives to bags, mugs, glasses, and sports bottles. From a 50-cent keychain to a glistening $500 custom award, make Jan Promotions your only source for all your ad specialty needs. They can help your small business or big corporation. Free setup and shipping on a wide range of products. Visit janpromotions.com or call 201-641-2803. That's 201-641-2803. Or online at janpromotions.com.
Welcome back. Mike Pavlichko and Justin Sansup along with you here on Central Jersey Sports Radio. We head to the bottom half of the second inning after a 1-2-3 first. Connor Murphy will face 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Luke Palermo, Logan Ring, and Owen Krulikowski. Well, Murphy has looked pretty good. Looked pretty good in the first inning. He got a hit, infield hit, was able to beat it out, score a run, RBI. It's been a full day for him so far.
It definitely has been, and staked to a 4-run lead. Part of the staking himself to a 4-run lead. The most important thing for him to do is throw strikes because, it's not all going to happen on one swing for St. Joe's. The thing that Murphy can't do is start walking guys and giving them free base runners with a 4-run lead. And in that first inning, he did a great job. Struck out a couple, didn't walk anybody, and now we'll see if he can keep it up into the second.
For Edison, 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. St. Joe's, zeros across the board so far after a 1-2-3 first. So Luke Palermo, the big hitter in the lineup for St. Joe's, hitting .413. And he'll be up to the plate to lead off here in the bottom half of the second. The right fielder for the Falcons standing in. Now here's the pitch for Murphy. First one misses outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Murphy pitched very, very well against Middlesex. 3-0 win in the semifinals. Pitch to the plate, swing and a miss. Nasty breaking pitch, 1-1. For 4-0 Edison. Bottom half of the second. Pitch to the plate in the dirt. Actually, I might have hit the plate and bounced up. 2 balls, 1 strike. The state tournament will start Tuesday for the public schools and Wednesday for the non-publics. Later, for those who have a bye, swing and a miss at a high fastball, 2-2 now on Luke Palermo. This doesn't feel like a holiday weekend, does it?
No.
Here's the pitch on the way. In tight. That's actually ball 4. So Palermo aboard with a walk. It was 2-2 there. And that'll bring up Logan Ring, first base runner for St. Joseph.
It doesn't feel like a holiday weekend. It doesn't feel like a spring weekend either.
Ring hitting .296. Stepping in now against Murphy. Pitch on the way, swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt, 0-1. Ring batting .296, 7 runs batted in. Palermo on first has 9 stolen bases. The team's leader is Christensen with 13. It'll be an 0-1. Swing and another tip again into the catcher's mitt. He's just getting a just barely getting a piece of it. But it's a strike, so ring in an 0-2 hole. Murphy, a couple of shakeoffs. Now there comes the pitch to the plate. And it's a called strike 3. Ring down on 3 strikes. Third strikeout for Connor Murphy.
Now batting for St. Joe's, number 3, Owen Krulikowski.
Now to bring up Owen Krulikowski. Third baseman for St. Joe's with 1 out. Runner on first. And Murphy not paying too much attention over there. Right-hander, and he has kind of a closed stance, so he's almost facing even more to the outfield than third base. Swing and a foul back by Krulikowski. No balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, I noticed that too, Mike. It is a little bit of an interesting, not an interesting windup, but an interesting setup before he goes into the line.
Yeah, he's not straight to third base. Now a pickoff move to first, and back in time is the runner on first, Luke Palermo. Now the pitch to the plate, and that one misses low for a ball, 1-1. So first base runner for St. Joe's, Palermo on first. Getting some instruction from his first base coach.
Rosa was trying to eavesdrop, too. I don't know if you saw that.
And now stepping off the rubber is Murphy, and they're going to call a balk here.
Oh, boy.
So a little cat and mouse between Murphy and Luke Palermo, and now Luke is over on second. And we don't get too much argument from Edison, so must be true. Now the pitch to the plate is up high. 2 balls, 1 strike on Krulikowski. So Murphy looking in now with Palermo in scoring position. 1 out in the inning. It'll be a 2-1. Breaking ball misses away. 3 balls, 1 strike. And now we're going to get a timeout here as Roma, the first baseman, and Brody Ferrer are going to go out and talk to Connor Murphy. And now Palermo and Krulikowski are going to go over and talk to their head coach.
Yeah, Innocenti kind of wandering in. Should I join? Should I not?
What are you guys talking about? That final I bombed on Friday? Not quite. Well, Edison was out practicing, taking BP yesterday while I was finishing the game story for the GMC Invitational. And I'll tell you what, some pretty good baseball played in that game yesterday. New Brunswick won that game 5-2. First title since they won Group 1 Central Jersey in 1985 and 86. Murphy to the plate, and he catches the corner on a 3-1 pitch, so now it's 3-2 on Owen Krulikowski. So a full count, runner on second, 1 down. The pitch from Murphy, swing and a miss, strike 3. Might have got a piece, but right into the catcher's mitt. And 4 of the first 5 outs recorded by Murphy have been strikeouts. He is locked in, and it brings up the center fielder, Chris Almanzar.
3 of the 4 strikeouts have been on the fastball, too.
Yeah.
It's got some late life to it.
2 looking, 2 swinging. And Chris Almanzar pulls an extra baseball out of his pocket for the umpire. Look what I got you. Ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Almanzar. So St. Joe's with the runner on second, first base run of the game. Murphy looking in. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball away. 2 balls, no strikes. So 2-0 the count. Palermo taking his lead off second. Neither pitcher working very fast in this one. Here's the pitch to the plate. And that one is a ball up high, 3-0. So Murphy in danger of issuing his second walk of the game, both coming in this inning. And you can be sure Almanzar will be taking vast majority of the way. 3-0 pitch. Takes all the way, and it's an easy strike, 3-1. No torpedo bats here in high school. But that's because nobody uses wood. I don't think the torpedo bat really is necessary with aluminum bat. 3-1 pitch. Up high, ball 4. A throw down to third as the runner went. And did they get him? No, safe. So Palermo with a stolen base. Almanzar with the walk. And it will put runners at the corners with 2 down for Walter Christian, the left fielder.
For St. Joe's, number 40,
he's hitting .353 with just 1 run batted in. Righty stands in now against Connor Murphy. Brody Ferrer, the catcher, steps out in front of the plate, gives some signs to the infielders. The wind picks up yet again. The sun has come out. We'll have a little stretch here with some sun before it heads back into some larger clouds moving through. Here's the first pitch to Christian, and a check swing at a ball in the dirt, but they say he went, so it's a strike, 0-1. Pitch on the way from Murphy. Miss outside, a runner goes, throw down to second, and they got him, taken by the shortstop. Surprised to not see Palermo go from third on that. But I guess they didn't quite feel comfortable that it was good enough a jump. So Almanzar caught stealing. That'll have Penley leading off the next inning. So nothing across for St. Joe's. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, no errors, and just 1 left on base. After 2, Edison 4. And St. Joe's nothing. You're listening to the GMC Championship game on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
When you have a paving job, large or small, call Bellamy & Son Paving for a job done right. Residential or commercial, they do driveways, parking lots, plus excavation, prep work, and stone paving. Bellamy & Son will provide you with a free estimate, and they're fully insured. Call them at 732-968-5999. That's 732-968-5999. Or visit BellamyandSonPaving.net. Bellamy & Son Paving, sponsor of the Top 10. Look for it every week on CJSportsRadio.com. Bellamy & Son Paving, a founding sponsor of Central Jersey Sports Radio.
At the Sportsplex at Metuchen, they're your local indoor sports facility, catering to all ages for an immersive sporting experience. Whether it's leagues and classes or birthday parties and camps, their multi-sport summer camp registration will be opening soon. Camps run throughout the summer. Register your child now at sportsplexatmetuchen.com for a safe and fun-filled sports camp, offering early drop-off and aftercare. Visit sportsplexatmetuchen.com or call 732-494-3000 for the Sportsplex at Metuchen.
Mike Pavlichko and Justin Santup back with you, set for the top half of the third, and Justin Santup has the call.
Count is 0-1 as Connor Murphy leads off the top half of the third inning. Thanks, Mike. Edison up 4-0 against St. Joe's. Connor Murphy 2 scoreless on the mound. He singled in a run and came around to score his first time up. Check swing, and now it's quickly 0-2.
Sorry about that. I guess there were 2 long commercials there. It's kind of like when they first started the pitch clock and SNY would get back late every half inning. Remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
It's 0-2, and this pitch is outside, ball 1. Well, that's okay. I mean, this is, you're trying some new things out here. We got the video camera going.
Yep.
So it's similar to how SNY struggle with the pitch clock, because it's your first time doing some
struggling. What you're
different
saying.
Things. Nah, not struggling. The 1-2 is fouled back, and we'll do it again. Richard Zangara gave up 4 runs in the first, came back with a quick 1-2-3 second. Count is 1-2. Connor Murphy leading off the top of the third. Edison and St. Joe's. Pitch in the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Murphy, a swinging bunt infield single down the third baseline, his first time up. That scored Anthony Calantoni with the first run of the game. 2-out rally for Edison led to 4. Line drive left center field. Drifting towards it and making the catch on the run is Christian. That's Walter Christian, the left fielder. And so a hard hit first out of the top half of the third inning. Mike and I were talking about this earlier, Mike. The wind blowing in is it's not just going to mean very few home runs, but it's going to mean that balls that might have been gappers or going to the wall are going to stay up just a little bit.
You have to really fight to get to.
Batting now is Ray Tavares. Takes the first pitch on the inside corner, I believe, for a called strike. Here's the pitch from Zangara. Well, that's inside. The scoreboard here has 2 balls and no strikes, but I believe the first pitch was called a strike. Zangara working out of the wind. Pitch. Lifted. Center field. Drifting towards it, Almanzar. And he can't get there as the wind blew it away from him. And so Tavares will reach with a single. It was a softly hit fly ball that just kind of kept coming in and coming in.
He got a glove on that, but we're going to give the credit to Mother Nature, you think? Will that be a hit or an error?
I think it should be a hit. It would have been a diving play, but the scorers to our left are not as friendly.
Well, we have not seen it yet. We had 4 hits before.
Well, they dropped an error on.
Oh, they did drop an error. There you go. I kind of thought it might be.
So Tavares reaches. He walked and came around to score his first time up, and now reaches on an error by the center fielder. First pitch here to the batter, Dom Innocenti. Misses outside, ball 1. Innocenti struck out in the first. Leading hitter for Edison on the season, batting over 400. The Eagles lead at 4-0, top of the third at Ray Sipperley Field. Out of the stretch, Zangara, the pitch. Fastball catches the inside corner, 1-1. Tavares at first, scored in the first, scored the 4th run of the game for Edison. Pitch upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. So walks have been a little bit of a problem this season for Zangara. 37 and 47 innings coming in. The 2-1. That's inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Zangara walked a couple in the first inning. Retired the next 5 after giving up 4 hits also in the first inning. But that error by the center fielder Almanzar allows Innocenti to bat with a runner at first, and the pitch is fouled off. Count is full. 1 away, top of the third, here at Ray Sipperley Field. Part of the Jim Muldowney GMC tournament. It's the championship game today on Central Jersey Sports Radio. Right on right. 3-2 pitch, runner goes, lifted right field. Drifting back is Palermo. He's under it, makes the catch, and wandering back to first base is Ray Tavares. Well, it's going to be very hard to hit a ball out today. Last inning, Robert Roma drilled one to deep right field, but that stayed in the yard, and if that's staying in the yard, then I'm not sure anything is getting out today. So the runner at first is still Ray Tavares. The batter is Sam Kentos. He had the big 2-run single with 2 outs in the first. Pitch. And that's a called strike at the knees, 0-1. Kentos, freshman, came up with 2 outs and the bases loaded, and his 2-run single turned a 1-0 game to a 3-0 game. Ground ball towards short. Drifting towards a Christensen goes the short way to second for the fielder's choice, 6-4, and that will retire the side. So, no runs on no hits. There was the error and 1 man left aboard. We've played 2.5. It's 4-0 Edison in the Jim Muldowney GMC Championship game on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
Are you looking for a sports award for your team or one of your players? Forget about trophies and go to Ball Stars. Custom sports balls for football, basketball, and more. And they're on Oprah's favorite customized gift list. Printed right here in the USA to catch all your memories. They're a perfect personalized gift for a coach, team, or a player, and they're the official award supplier of Central Jersey Sports Radio. They do all our postseason awards for basketball, baseball, and football. And the Bellamy & Son Paving Players of the Week. Everyone is wowed when they see them. premium. And they're also great as wedding gifts, table centerpieces, or party favors. Ball Stars creates a custom proof with your art, logo, or text. You approve and it's shipped in 2 business days or less from Kansas. Ball Stars, official award supplier of Central Jersey Sports Radio. Go to cjsportsradio.com, click the ad, and get your very own custom sports award from Ball Stars.
Bottom half of the third inning, 4-0 Edison leads. St. Joe's coming back to the dish with Mike Pavlichko. I'm Justin Santu here at Ray Sipperley Field. It's the Jim Muldowney GMC Tournament Final between St. Joe's and Edison. Walter Christian was at the plate when Christian Almanzar was thrown out at second base, caught stealing to end the second inning. St. Joe's still looking for their first hit today against Connor Murphy, the pitcher. Murphy, lengthy right-handed pitcher. First pitch, squaring around a bunt, and it's a good one. Charging is Innocenti. The throw, it's bobbled and dropped at first base. And so Roma couldn't hold on. I believe that's going to be an error. It was a really nice play.
I think it's got to be E3, right?
Yeah, it has to be. It was a great play by Innocenti. It was a good idea by Walter Christian, but, well, they've given it a hit here.
Ooh.
I can't
Unless they're saying he would have beat it out?
There's no way he would have beaten it out.
Well,
so that's the
you're
first.
not the official scorer, so.
I'm not.
so much for that.
That's the first hit of the game for St. Joe's, and now the batter is Zachary Penley, and he takes the first pitch fastball outside for ball 1.
Now, after the game, can Edison go, well, that was an error, we're going to score that an error, and he gets, if it's only one hit, you know,
you have to.
That's the other thing.
I mean, he's out if Roma's able to hang on to that ball.
I got the video, too. We can go back to that, too.
The 1-0. Cut on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Innocenti is way in on the grass, expecting a bunt from Penley. Walter Christian, the bunt single. He's at first. Bunt single with an asterisk. Throw over, and he's back in safely, avoiding the tag of Roma. Because on that bunt, Innocenti, charged it beautifully and made a really strong throw to first. It was a little up towards the second base side of first base.
Right.
The 1-1. That's a bunt attempt foul back into the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But even so, Roma got a glove on it and looked like he might have had it in his mitt at one point. So, and then at any rate, it is a leadoff bunt single for Walter Christian. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zach Penley is the batter. Bobby Christensen waits on deck. The 1-2 squares around a bunt, takes it outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's 4-0 Edison, bottom half of the third inning. St. Joe's 14-6, 7-6 in the GMC Red Division, led by head coach Dennis McCaffrey. Vinny Abene's group 15-9, 5-8 in the GMC Red. The 2-2 squares around, takes a close one, just a bit outside. And the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Eagles have won 9 straight coming into this one. They have been red hot. And got off to a great start with that 4-run first. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Walter Christian at first base, Zachary Penley the batter, right on right. Innocenti still in on the grass at third. And a throw over to first. Back in safely, no problem for Christian. Well, the Falcons are going to need a handful of base runners. They trail 4-0 here in the third. The 3-2 squares around a bunt, and it's bunted foul, and with 2 strikes, a foul bunt attempt means strike 3. And I'm guessing that's a
I can't tell you the last time I've seen that.
I guess it's technically a
Yeah, I guess it would have to be.
Right?
Well, because you would put that for a foul tip as well.
Yep.
I think the backwards just for the strikeout looking, huh?
So, 5th strikeout for Connor Murphy, who's off to a really strong start today. The only hit is a bunt single against him. Batter Bobby Christensen, first pitch swinging, pops it foul back behind us. Christensen struck out in the first as part of a 1-2-3 first inning for Murphy. Murphy off to a terrific start today, and that's been the story for him all season, really. A 1.04 ERA, entering 69 strikeouts in 54 innings. The 0-1 misses low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Murphy just a junior. This Edison team has been on a tear. Their last loss was on May 1st, actually to this St. Joe's team. Since then, they've won everything. The 1-1. Lifted foul off to the left. That'll get out of play. Heads up to the people down there, sorting out their lawn chairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's a 4-0 lead for the Eagles. Red jerseys, gray pants, red stripe along the side, gold numbers with red trim. St. Joe's, white pants, white and green jerseys. The 1-2 to Christensen. And that misses just a bit low. Breaking ball. It was a close call. The Edison fans behind us wanted it. Instead, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away. Bottom half of the 3rd inning, back to the top of the order for Bobby Christensen. J.P. Zale on deck. The 2-2. Ground ball off to the right, and it's through a base hit. Going first to third, no problem, is Christian. And the throw in gets cut off by Murphy. And so Christensen, right place, right time with that single. It was a hit and run as Christian took off on the pitch. Him going to second led to second base being vacated. That ball went right through. In another world, that's a 4-6-3 double play. Instead, runners at the corners, and St. Joe's is in business here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Now, you know we don't root for anybody. I don't root for anybody. But I'm glad he got that hit, so that we don't have to wonder if it was a hitter or an error on the other one, and if there was a no-hitter, say, at the end. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm just glad. It takes the question mark out of that.
Big spot here. J.P. Zale, slow roller down to 3rd, and they've got the runner caught in a rundown towards home plate, and Innocenti will run down Christian and tag him out.
He ran that like a veteran, my friend.
Wow, that's a huge, huge play by Innocenti, and, you know, it's funny, Mike. Innocenti, according to Coach Vinny Abeni, he has been one of the best third basemen that Abeni's ever coached. And right there, I think we saw what makes him such a good defensive third baseman. Caught Christian hanging just a little bit off of third base. And then he started running at him, and Christian had no choice but to try to score. But instead of getting caught in a rundown, Innocenti ran him down. Runners go on the first pitch, throw towards third, and not in time. So great jump on the double steal. Bobby Christensen goes to 3rd. J.P. Zale up to 2nd. So a spot here for Joe Barca, though. Still 2 in scoring position with 2 outs.
Because the first thing that was fortuitous was that he fielded that right down the baseline.
Yep.
So he didn't have to come in anywhere and close the angle. So as soon as he got it and a runner took off, you know, Christian's already committed to coming home. And he just ran him down as far as he could, and as he hesitated briefly, that's where he gets the tag. But you run him down as far as you can and then make the throw if you have to. I mean, that was textbook. Show that game film next practice, right?
Absolutely. No balls and a strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. 4-0 lead for Edison. But St. Joe's has runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs, and their 3-hole hitter, Joe Barca, up. Ground ball back up the middle, tough play, and it gets through, a base hit. 1 run is in, throw to the plate, and the ball is dropped, and it hit the guy and hit the runner trying to score. He's down.
And was Edison going to argue that he...
I don't know. The tag was made, so the runner is out.
Because Ferrer blocked the plate, but the throw was there well ahead of time. Now he's hurt, his helmet. I don't know if he got hit there. That's where the tag came in. But J.P. Zale is holding the top of his head.
It's actually Damian Pipitone, who came in as a courtesy runner for Zale.
Yeah.
So he's down. The umpires are connecting towards the pitcher's mound.
So they may have to talk about this. I mean, in the major leagues, right, you can't block the plate anymore.
Yeah, but I don't think he's blocking the plate. He's trying to catch the ball.
Right, but does he have to be in front, behind? And I don't know if that's what is being discussed here. I didn't see where he might have gotten hit in the head.
Well,
I was watching the ball pop out. And that's just a tough spot.
Bene does not look happy with the explanation. A lot of head shaking over there. I'm not sure what the call is going to be, but I don't know if. Look, if
Pepitone's up.
Yep.
So this is going to be interesting what's being discussed here.
Wow. So you called it. They've got obstruction.
And that's not the end of the inning then either.
No. So obstruction.
That's the
home
other
plate.
thing.
So both runs will score. Christensen scores. Pepitone scores as the courtesy runner for Zale on the obstruction call.
And I'll be honest, I thought that was going to be the call at the plate because the umpire's standing there. I thought that was going to be the call, Justin, and if that's the rule, that's a good call. And then that puts Barca at second.
Yeah, Barca singled in the 2 runs then, advanced to second on the throw. I mean, Vinny Abene looked very, very upset with the explanation, and then, well, just like that, it's 4-2. Abene still unhappy with it.
Oof. I think the thing was, I think what their argument is, one, he was out by a mile at home plate. The second thing was that wasn't the call to begin with.
Yep.
And shouldn't the home plate umpire be making that call, not one of the umpires out in the field? And that's what Vinny's upset about, I think, is that, the home plate umpire's on top of that. He's the best one to make that call. That would be like checking with a third base umpire on a play at first base.
Well, Mike, it wouldn't be a GMC final without a little bit of drama.
Oh,
now, would it be?
Nope, of course not.
Bene still barking. I don't blame him.
I don't blame him. Again, I think it might have been a right call, but I think a home plate umpire's got to make that call.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Now batting for St. Joseph, number 26.
So the call is obstruction. The run scores, so it's 4-2. And now Luke Palermo, St. Joe's best hitter, will come to the plate with a runner at second in what is suddenly now a 2-run game. And the first pitch from Murphy misses high, 1-0. So this is now a lot for Murphy to kind of work through. Looked for a second like he was out of the inning. Instead, it's 4-2. Pitch, swing and a miss. With Luke Palermo, St. Joseph's best hitter at the plate. Palermo 4 for 10 in the GMC tournament too, with an RBI. Pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Palermo hitting .413 coming in. A home run and 20 RBIs. Barca's at second. Time called by Palermo. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. Evens the count at 2-2. 4-2 lead for Edison. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 2-run lead for the Eagles here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And what has been a very long bottom of the 3rd inning with all types of drama. The 2-2. That's upstairs. The count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Barca will not have to run on the pitch. He's not forced. Murphy out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. Ball 4. And then it's a 2-out walk for Palermo. Second time today he's walked. And just like that, the tying run is on base at first. And Logan Ring, who struck out looking in the second, will come to the plate. A mound visit here. by Edison. A lot for the Eagles to kind of get through here in the bottom of the third. There was the bunt single, could have been an error. Christensen, the base hit on the hit and run. Then J.P. Zale grounded into the fielder's choice, the wonderful play by Innocenti. Double steal on the very next pitch. Barca, a seeing eye single up the middle. Christensen was able to score. Play at the plate on the courtesy runner, Damian Pipitone. Looked like Edison was out of the inning because Pipitone was called out. The umpires discussed, obstruction was the call. Score the run to make it 4-2, and now St. Joe's still at the plate. Here's the pitch. Fastball, catches the outside corner for a called strike. Logan Ring, the batter, struck out looking in the second, has a chance to do some damage here in the third. Joe Barca's at second, Luke Palermo's at first, the 0-1. It's outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. It's already been an eventful handful of innings. Edison scored 4 in the first, 2 across here for St. Joe's in the third. The obstruction call at the plate leading to the second run and keeping this inning going for the Falcons. Let's see if they can turn it into an even bigger number. 1 ball and 1 strike, the pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. Should be easy there for Calantoni. He takes it to second base himself, and that will retire the side. But 2 runs do come in to score for St. Joe's. They pick up a couple runs on 2 hits. Actually, check that, 3 hits. There were no
Sure, you
errors.
waited till I wrote it down, didn't you?
Yes. Well, I forgot that the bunt single wasn't an error. No errors, and there were 2 left aboard. We've played 3. We've got a good one. It's 4-2 Edison in the GMC final on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
If you're looking for branded merchandise, look no further than Jan Promotions. For over 40 years, they've been serving all of New Jersey with thousands of items to suit your needs and your budget. They've got everything from tech items like flash drives to bags, mugs, glasses, and sports bottles. From a 50-cent keychain to a glistening $500 custom award, make Jan Promotions your only source for all your ad specialty needs. They can help your small business or big corporation. Free setup and shipping on a wide range of products. Visit janpromotions.com or call 201-641-2803. That's 201-641-2803 or online at janpromotions.com.
Back here for the top of the fourth, it's 4-2 Edison after the eventful bottom half of the third. St. Joe's.
Is that all it is, top of the fourth?
That's all it is.
After all that, I felt like we played 3 innings there.
St. Joe's clawing back into it a little bit. Let's see what Edison has in response. Brody Ferrer, Teddy Eiler, and then Darren Tirado due up against Richard Zangara, Justin Santu, Mike Pavlichko at Ray Sipperly Field. First pitch is a fastball low for ball 1. So Edison scored 4 in the first, including 3 with 2 outs. And then St. Joe's able to score 2 with 2 outs in the third. The 0-1 fouled, the 1-0, excuse me, fouled off for the right, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Did you get caught up in all those Twitter problems this week?
No. The 1-1. Fastball catches the inside corner. Ferrer not too pleased. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I got an iPhone 14 to take pictures. You'll see them in the photo gallery I do today. But I couldn't log in for a full day and a half because Twitter was having problems. I could get in online, but not on the app.
The 1-2 rolled over to short. Christensen's got it. Throw across the diamond is in time. Ferrer's retired for the first out of the 4th inning.
Zangara's settled in since that first inning, too. Has only allowed 1 base runner to error in center field.
He certainly has. No hits since that first inning for Edison. And now here's Eiler. He struck out to end the first. Pitch from Zangara. And it misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0. And it misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss. And a pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike now. Here's the 2-1 from Zangara, and that's in there for a called strike, 2-2. And the pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Eiler struck out swinging for the second time today. That's the 4th strikeout for Richard Zangara. Now back to the top of the lineup for Darren Tirado, who's 0 for 2 so far today. Pitch. Catches the inside corner, a called strike, 0-1.
Corbett Thompson just messaged me to tell me that that's why he chose black and gray for his website, so neutral colors.
Called strike there, 0-2. Although Corbett could do blue and yellow, couldn't he?
Yeah, but if he did black and silver, then he'd not be Bridgewater Arrett.
Yeah. The 0-2 misses low, 1 ball.
There's always going to be someone with that color.
Always.
You know, you just have to. So if I got like Edison and Middlesex, I could have worn the green.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have felt, you know.
Yes, wouldn't have been a problem.
Got to be able to adapt.
The 1-2, fouled back.
See, now you're not of the generation that's coming out of college now. I think you're still a little different from that, no? Because when'd you graduate? 2020?
Yes.
So it's like 5 years now?
So long ago, yeah.
Yeah, they're very different in adapting to things.
1-2. Chopped towards third. It'll go foul.
Even more so my kids who are like starting in high school and about to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this thing isn't okay. We'll do something different. You know, it's just we can't go there. We'll go somewhere else. There's 90 other restaurants in Hillsborough. We'll figure it out.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Quickly 2 outs here for Edison in the top of the 4th. Pitch. Ground ball towards third. Easy there for Krulikowski. The throw to first is in time, and Tirado is retired. And the side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Richard Zangara. Middle of the 4th. Edison 4, St. Joe's 2. You're listening to the GMC Final on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
When you have a paving job, large or small, call Bellamy & Son Paving for a job done right. Residential or commercial, they do driveways, parking lots, plus excavation, prep work, and stone paving. Bellamy & Son will provide you with a free estimate, and they're fully insured. Call them at 732-968-5999. That's 732-968-5999. Or visit BellamyandSonPaving.net. Bellamy & Son Paving, sponsor of the Top 10. Look for it every week on CJSportsRadio.com. Bellamy & Son Paving, a founding sponsor of Central Jersey Sports Radio.
Back for the bottom of the 4th, Edison 4, St. Joe's 2. GMC Final at Ray Sipperly Field with Mike Pavlich going with Justin Santub. Edison the 11th seed in the GMC tournament. St. Joe's the 5th seed. St. Joe's 4th in the GMC Red Division standings. Edison 7th in the GMC Red Division standings. And all of this to say, Mike, what a year it's been in the GMC.
Giant killers over here. Now batting for St. Joe's, number 3, Owen Krulikowski.
Yep. Yeah. Murphy back out for the 4th. And the first pitch to Owen Krulikowski is fouled off. Christian Almanzar and Walter Christian to follow. Walter Christian got things started for St. Joe's in the 3rd with a bunt single. No balls and a strike. Important inning now for Murphy to bounce back. Pitch is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
If you're watching at home, I think we're just going to leave the camera up rather than the little overlay in between innings because I keep tending to forget it.
Yeah. Working through the kinks
Not
there.
a technical issue, just we got a lot to do.
The 1-1. And a breaking ball catches the outside corner, called strike.
And everybody says, why don't you do video? Because that's why. That's why. I'd rather do a solid radio broadcast than,
Iffy.
so back and forth. Stick to what you got.
The 1-2 to Krulikowski. Line drive, right field, coming in and making the catch on the run. Sliding down was Eiler. And it hung up just enough. Looked like a surefire leadoff single for Krulikowski, but
Look what I
instead,
got.
It's an L9.
Ice cream cone, almost an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite sticking out that much, but that's a nice reach.
It is pretty remarkable how wide open the GMC was this year. I feel like when I first started doing these games with you, Mike, maybe I was spoiled. The first pitch is chopped, a high chopper, tough play coming in. Calantoni, the throw on the first is in time, and Almanzar is retired on 1 pitch.
He's such a good shortstop.
6-3 he is. This Edison infield is very sound defensively.
Yeah.
All the way around. But as I was saying, I feel like I
spoiled a little bit?
Maybe a little bit with how good that St. Joe's team and how good that North Brunswick team
Right.
was.
Zach Konstantinovsky,
and
Andrew Goldan, and those guys, yeah.
Yep, and I mean even
Donovan Zach.
Omar Carreras and Jomar Carreras.
Yep.
The first pitch catches the outside corner for a called strike for North Brunswick. And then obviously, I mean, that St. Joe's lineup for a little while there was just loaded. The 0-1. And that misses low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And even the last couple of years, Old Bridge.
Yeah.
They won Central 4 a couple of years ago. They won the GMC last year. But South Plainfield is in this, number 2 seed. They were out.
The 1-1 popped up. Tough play with the wind. Back to the edge of the outfield and making the catch no problem is Tavares. So that is a very quick and importantly quick for Connor Murphy. 1, 2, 3, 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. We have played 4. Edison 4, St. Joe's 2. You're listening to the GMC Final on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
If you're serious about the game of baseball, Baseball Warehouse is serious about you. For over 20 years, Baseball Warehouse in Highland Park is the place to go for great instruction. Led by former New Jersey College baseball coach and current Colorado Rockies scout Mike Carlotti, Baseball Warehouse features instructors who are also high school coaches. They're not a baseball factory, they're a baseball school. You'll learn the finer points of the fundamentals to improve your game. They have summer camps and spring, summer, and fall teams. Call them at 732-249-8884. That's 732-249-8884. Or visit them online at baseballwarehousenj.com. That's baseballwarehousenj.com.
Back for the 5th inning, and Richard Zangara has really settled in. It's Edison 4 and St. Joe's 2 for the 5th inning of play-by-play. The man on my left, Mike Pavlichko.
Thank you very much, sir. And aforementioned pretty good shortstop for the Edison Eagles, Anthony Calantoni, to lead it off. 2, 3, and 4 this inning for the Eagles, who come in at 15-9, 5-8 in the red, 7th place. St. Joe's 14-6, 7-6 in the red, 4th place, and the 5th seed. But, then again, look at that. In the red, 7th place, 5-8. They're 15-9.
Yeah. Well, they've
That's
won
not a bad season.
They've won 9 in a row.
Yeah. But they've won 15 games.
Yeah.
Is my point.
Yeah, that's true.
And they finished 7th place in that division.
Yeah.
Now, where will Edison be when it all comes out in the postseason? They get a 3rd seed for playing in such a tough division. They'll play Sayreville in the first round.
Oh, I love that. The right in brackets.
Yeah,
oh,
and
my.
St. Joe's will have I like to do the black and the blue. Blue for the locals. St. Joe's will get a first-round bye, play the winner of Immaculata and Camden Catholic. And the first pitch to Anthony Calantoni misses for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. And Immaculata winning the Somerset County Tournament, first time since 2019, 1-0. That one's low. 2 balls, no strikes. They're a fun team to watch as well. We started covering them 4 years ago. We didn't do the Somerset County the first year. 2-0 Calantoni. Breaking ball caught the outside corner, 2-1. And, You know, they won a sectional title a couple of years ago, beat Gill in a wild comeback in the 7th inning. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2. So they won a state title in there, but, you know, they've had some runs where they could make it to the county final, but they didn't, and they finally broke through this year, and it was nice to see. 2-2 pitch, popped up, right field. Back is Palermo, back is Zale, and Zale, make it Logan Ring is going to get it. The first baseman in foul territory. So a pop-up to first in foul territory, 1 up, 1 down, and it'll bring up Robert Roma. And Zangara, who settled in after the first, had a 1-2-3 second, also had a 1-2-3 fifth, has now retired 6 Edison Eagles in a row. And Robert Roma coming to the plate. 1 down and nobody on. And Roma takes it high and away. Oh, no, it's a strike. 0-1. Roma 1 for 2. A fly out to right to end the second. Single, stole the base, and scored in the first. Here's the 0-1. And that one misses outside. 1 ball, 1. No, that one caught too. A little delayed call there.
No, I think you're right, Mike.
No, I think I'm right?
Ball.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they got it wrong on the scoreboard. I'm just going off the scoreboard. 0-2. 1 pitch in there for a strike. That's strike 2. And now the count 1-2. Now they get it right.
Yep.
4-2 Edison near the top of the 5th. And a breaking ball misses away. 2-2. It's the Jim Muldowney GMC Tournament Championship. The Ray Sipperly Invitational won by New Brunswick. They beat East Brunswick Magnet at Edison yesterday, 5-2. The 2-2. Roma sliced it foul and sent everybody ducking in front of the Edison dugout. That went just barely over the top of the dugout. 2 inches lower, hits the facade of the dugout and comes back onto the field. So this will be a 2-2 now from Rich Zangara, the big righty. And he misses inside. It goes the backstop, nobody on, so it doesn't matter. Coming over to get it, Connor Murphy. It's a good job, Connor, from his dad sitting behind us. 3-2 now. So Edison looking for some insurance. They have a 2-run lead. Pitch on the outside corner, called strike 3. That is strikeout number 5 for Zangara. And he is now retired 7 Eagles in a row. And Connor Murphy to the plate. Well, he got an infield hit in the first and scored. And he takes the first pitch low and inside for a ball, 1-0. He's 1 for 2, flew out to left in the third. And the ball lost by Zangara on the tossback.
I am really impressed with how Zangara has settled in. After giving up 4 runs in the first, he hasn't given up a hit since the first inning.
Yeah, and he had a couple of walks in that, too. Here's the pitch, swung on and chopped over slowly to short. Fielded on the last stop by Christensen. Throw across in time. And that retires the side. So a pair of 1, 2, 3 innings for Zangara. He's had 3 of them, but no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left means St. Joe's still trails it 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
Hi, I'm Warren Bennett, president of the NJSFU State Federation of Umpires, the Mickey Sedlak chapter. Our goal is to develop and improve our members' knowledge, skills, professionalism, and confidence. We cover high school baseball and softball in the GMC and other surrounding counties. We also cover various rec, local youth leagues, USA softball, travel leagues, and men's leagues, including assigning and working the Last Dance tournament. We have college, high school, little league umpires on staff, and we are also proud to give back by umpiring events like the Autism Awareness Challenge, Little League Buddy Ball, and the Wounded Warrior Charity Foundation. To find out more or to become an umpire, visit njsfu.org. That's njsfu.org.
At the Sportsplex at Metuchen. They're your local indoor sports facility, catering to all ages for an immersive sporting experience. Whether it's leagues and classes or birthday parties and camps, their multi-sport summer camp registration will be opening soon. Camps run throughout the summer. Register your child now at sportsplexatmetuchen.com for a safe and fun-filled sports camp, offering early drop-off and aftercare. Visit sportsplexatmetuchen.com or call 732-494-3000 for the Sportsplex at Metuchen.
Mike Pavlichko, Justin Sansu back with you on Central Jersey Sports Radio. That is a big dark gray cloud up there, but which way is it headed?
I think it might
to
be
our
heading,
left, I think.
It Okay, I hope so.
I think it's going that way. What do you got to stay perfectly still and need a reference point. Because if you move your head, no, it's going left. It's going away. It's kind of going from, well, the wind's blowing in, but I don't think the clouds are coming that way. I think it's blowing across right to left, but way up in the higher atmosphere. You can get different wind currents in different spots, too. See, if I look to the right, it looks like it's coming away from us. If I go to the left, well, maybe it is coming this way, too. Get that tarp out we got behind the
I got it.
counter here. How's your
I'm
radar
ready to
looking?
go. That's exactly what I'm doing now.
Well, first you got to get your coffee. Then you can watch radar. Yes,
I don't
sir.
know the joke.
Huh?
I don't recognize the. What is that from?
For all you Spaceballs, I know you've never seen it. We've had this discussion before. This is like a Howie Keith Rab moment.
It is a little bit.
9-1-2 for St. Joe's.
It's starting to drizzle.
Oh, shut up. And we'll leave it in here between us. I'll sit here. I'll hold it. There's a lot to this tarp. And the first pitch into the 9-hitter, Zach Penley, is in there for a called strike. 0-1. I can take a drop or two, but more than that, the equipment doesn't really like it. No balls and 1 strike. Swung on and popped up foul. Out of play behind the backstop. Look out. There we go. Just a few feet behind the stands. 0-2 on Zach Penley. All we need to do is get this out, and it's like a talisman to keep all the bad rain vibes away. 0-2 still on Penley. I think we're going to be fine.
I think we're going to be fine.
Breaking pitch misses away. 1-2 on Penley now. For Edison, 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. The Eagles have left 3 on base. St. Joe's 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and they've left 3. Got 2 in the last inning to get back into. There were a couple innings ago to get back into this. Now a line drive up the middle. Bouncer Calantoni fields on the run, throws to first. He is so smooth. That's the thing. And he's kind of a lanky kid, too. So he's not, kind of a lumbering infielder. He is agile and flexible, and it's like Gumby. Just his arms can go every which direction. Take that, Coach Cal. So a ground out, it'll be Bobby Christensen, the shortstop. I'm sure he's going to fire me a text unless he's here, and he's got to be down the side. First pitch outside to Christensen. 1 ball, no strikes. Strikeout and a single. Scored a run on that controversial play at the plate. Barca driving in 2 with a single. Advancing to second, an obstruction called after J.P. Zale initially was called out. 1-0 pitch. Swung on off the end of the bat up into right center field. Coming over is Tirado. Under it now in a couple steps. Makes the catch. Got held up in the wind. 2 down. And J.P. Zale to the plate. So J.P. the winning hit to drive in Christensen last Saturday here against Spotswood.
Now batting for St. Joseph, number 29, J.P. Zale.
It's a good baseball name, too.
It is.
It's Z-A-Y-L-E, by the way. Yeah. Also, not just A-L-E. Oh, last call for 50-50. Uh-oh. All right, keep an eye on that number. I got him here still.
Yeah. Don't forget him.
Now, if number 24 wins. Oh, man. Give it. I got him. Well, here's the sun again.
The sun.
Yeah, you can put the hood down again now. Pitch to Zale. In there for a called strike. 0-1. Joe Barca, the DH, on deck. 0-1 pitch. And that one is in for a called strike. 0-2. Well, the sun has not affected the video stream much, I see. That's because we kept the camera down this time. Look at that framing. Look at that framing. Got the logos and everything right in the sky there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I needed a pat on the back. Thank you, buddy. Well, we don't do this too often, and you're not going to see it in football. I'd love to do the cutoff weekend show with, like, graphics, but by the time I get the graphics up, I will not be the first one out with my projections.
Yeah.
But that would be fun, right? We could do something like that. Put up the brackets, reveal them as they come up. Here's the 0-2.
That would be really cool.
It's a breaking pitch, misses outside, 1-2. Well, the one thing I've always said about the football tournament is what they should do is give automatic seeds to certain teams who, say, win a division or win a playoff in each league, and then have some at-large, and then have like a selection show.
Yeah.
You imagine all the sponsors you could get for that? I mean, people would watch that.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-2. Misses away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Because in Pennsylvania, the different leagues and districts, or I guess more the districts, have slightly different criteria for who's going to make it. All combinations of winning percentages, weighted winning percentage, kind of like what the NJSI has done in all the other sports besides football this season. 2-2. On the outside corner, rung him up, called strike 3. Well, the first strikeout since the second inning for Connor Murphy, his 5th overall, and he keeps Edison with a 2-run lead at 4-2. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After 5, it is Edison 4 and St. Joe's 2 in the Jim Muldowney GMC Tournament Championship on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
If you're serious about the game of baseball, Baseball Warehouse is serious about you. For over 20 years, Baseball Warehouse in Highland Park is the place to go for great instruction. Led by former New Jersey College baseball coach and current Colorado Rockies scout Mike Garlotti, Baseball Warehouse features instructors who are also high school coaches. They're not a baseball factory, they're a baseball school. You'll learn the finer points of the fundamentals to improve your game. They have summer camps and spring, summer, and fall teams. Call them at 732-249-8884. That's 732-249-8884. Or visit them online at baseballwarehousenj.com. That's baseballwarehousenj.com.
But more importantly, did they call the 50-50 yet? I don't think they did, right?
So.
Okay. Well, apologies to Connor Murphy. He's got 6 strikeouts. I didn't put a number on the strikeout bunt.
It's funny. That's something that you taught
Now,
me.
he didn't catch it, right? The catcher didn't catch it.
No.
Yeah. So then it would be a strikeout. If the catcher caught it and it fouled, I guess then would that still be a strikeout, or would that be a pop-up?
I think a foul bunt. It was a foul bunt, just like a foul bunt on.
Right, because if he drops it, it would still be a strikeout anyway. That's just so much nuance to baseball.
Yeah.
In a different way than football has so many wacky different penalties and things that can be called. That's what I like about basketball. There's none of that.
Yeah.
It's in the basket or it's not. Was it 3-pointer or it's not? Ray Tavares to lead it off for Edison, and he takes a first pitch strike from Zangara. No balls and 1 strike. Well, since the first inning, Zangara not only has settled down, but he has no hit Edison. If that ball just drops 2 inches in front of him, he can't get to it, too. It's not an error.
Yeah.
Even if he should have gotten it.
Yeah.
Because you don't give errors for mental errors. 2-2. Swung on, little roller over to second. J.P. Zale up with it. Throws on to first in time for the out. Cue the cowbell.
Zangara really has settled in. After that cloud move past, Mike, this is a nice spin all day.
Yeah. And I think we got a good chunk of blue sky coming up. Yeah, I mean, if it's 63 degrees, it's nice like that. Dominicenti stands in and rips one to right field, but coming over is Palermo to his right in the gap. Makes the catch for the second out of the inning. 1 pitch, and Innocenti retired. It brings up left fielder Sam Kentos. Kentos with a 2 RBI single, the big blow in the first, and that second RBI right now is the deciding run. See if that holds or not. Kentos right-handed hitter against Zangara, and he punches one to right field, and that one is going to be dropping in front of Palermo. He throws to first. Are they going to try and appeal and say that he missed the bag, but he did not, I guess. Call him safe. I'm not sure quite what that was about. It was a quick throw to first. He ran up the line. He went to his right. He wasn't out of the base path. It wasn't like he took a turn and overran the bag. But a single for Kentos with 2 down and 1 man on for Brody Ferrer. So that's the first hit for Edison since the first inning. And the importance of being aggressive, going at it. And you heard Vinny Abene, we want to get good at bats. So even if they got them all in the first inning, they're up 4-2 still. And the pitch. Breaking ball misses away. 1 ball, no strikes. They must be selling more 50-50s. That's reducing my chances of winning.
But also sweetening the pot.
True, 1-0 on Ferrer, and he grounds it over to second. Fielding on a hop, Zale moving to his left, and he makes the play to first for the final out of the inning. So Edison, its first hit since the first, but they get nothing across. The one hit, no errors, one left on base. They have left 4 now through 5.5. Well, through 6 at bats. They batted 6 times, but St. Joe's yet to bat. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Edison 4 and St. Joe's 2. You're listening to GMC Tournament Championship Baseball on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
If you're serious about the game of baseball, Baseball Warehouse is serious about you. For over 20 years, Baseball Warehouse in Highland Park is the place to go for great instruction. Led by former New Jersey College baseball coach and current Colorado Rockies scout Mike Garlotti, Baseball Warehouse features instructors who are also high school coaches. They're not a baseball factory, they're a baseball school. You'll learn the finer points of the fundamentals to improve your game. They have summer camps and spring, summer, and fall teams. Call them at 732-249-8884. That's 732-249-8884. Or visit them online at baseballwarehousenj.com. That's baseballwarehousenj.com.
Mike Pavlichko, Justin Sansup along with you at EB Magnet, East Brunswick Magnet High School, part of the Middlesex County Magnet School System. They got Perth Amboy, the Woodbridge Academy, I believe, is part of it. Perth Amboy, Piscataway. Piscataway's also got a great field that I believe Ray Sipperly also helped with as well over there right off of Livingston campus.
Really?
Back in that corner as you go towards Edison, if you're at the rack and you go all the way to not Ethel Road, but that other road that goes
Schoolhouse?
perpendicular. Is that it? No, it's off of Schoolhouse. So you go out of the rack, kind of where you walk in the big parking lot. You go to that one street that goes across. It becomes Mettler's Lane to your left. The other way to the right. You go down that way. It's down that way. I'll give you directions later. GPS. First pitch swinging. It's Joe Barca, the DH, leading it off, and he skies it into short left. Caught by Calantoni just on the edge of the outfield grass. And I also like the fact that this is at a place where they have a grass field, because baseball is best on grass, and the turf is cool, and some places need it, like Spotswood has their beautiful new turf, but sometimes you play on grass.
It's easier to maintain the turf, but it's too normalized.
Here's Luke Palermo, first pitch, swung in to the top of the backstop, no balls and 1 strike.
I think what I like about the grass fields is the lips. It makes being an infielder a little more difficult, because the turf, the ball it's
Well, and Glennie Fredericks is telling me he had more ground rule doubles this year than he's ever seen. The 0-1 fouled up again to the backstop because the turf in the outfield is very bouncy out there. And we saw one in the South River game that we did, went right over their head in the quarterfinals, went over to left fielder's head because it just bounced high over. It'll be an 0-2 now to Palermo, and he takes, and it's a ball just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But they got their turf put in, and the lefty batter's box is about 1.5 inches higher, and they've got to come back and fix it. Not only that, they were putting a new scoreboard in. They were scheduled to do it last Thursday, the day after the quarterfinals, which were supposed to be at North Brunswick Community Park. They got rained out and moved to Thursday, so the team show up, and they're working on putting a scoreboard up. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and skied into center. Darren Tirado barely has to move, comes in, makes the catch. Second out of the inning. So Glennie said, hey, guy, you're not going to want to do that during the game.
Yeah.
So the old one was down. The new one was on its way up and got put back up Friday morning. So they got their new scoreboard in. They could have waited till the end of the season. They said, well, let's at least get it for a few games. Now Logan Ring with 2 out, nobody on. And the first pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. 9 in a row retired by Connor Murphy. The fielder's choice, end of the third. 2-1-2-3 innings. Got the first 2 outs here. High fastball hit up in the air to center field, sending Tirado on his horse back near the track, makes the catch. And that will end the inning. So another 1-2-3 inning for Murphy, his 3rd in a row. Both pitchers cruising. No runs, no hits. No errors, nobody left on base. We played 6. We go to the 7th. And it's 4-2 Edison on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
When you have a paving job, large or small, call Bellamy & Son Paving for a job done right. Residential or commercial, they do driveways, parking lots, plus excavation, prep work, and stone paving. Bellamy & Son will provide you with a free estimate, and they're fully insured. Call them at 732-968-5999. That's 732-968-5999. Or visit BellamyandSonPaving.net. Bellamy & Son Paving, sponsor of the Top 10. Look for it every week on CJSportsRadio.com. Bellamy & Son Paving, a founding sponsor of Central Jersey Sports Radio.
Well, we're going to get a pinch hitter here to lead off the top of the 7th for the Edison Eagles. Going to be Isaiah Lutz. He'll hit for Teddy Eiler. And then to the top of the lineup. And as we go here, did I just call the 6th inning?
Yeah, but that's okay, Mike.
That's okay. You can have the 7th. No, keep it going. I didn't have you come down here to just do 2 innings, so. Well, as we go to the 7th inning for the play-by-play, the man seated to my right, Justin Sansup.
All right, thanks, Mike. The pinch hitter is Isaiah Lutz, hitting .296 on the season, 8 hits and 27 at-bats. So Lutz bats right, and same pitcher is in for St. Joe's. That's Richard Zangara, who's been really terrific since the first inning. Gave up 4 runs in the first, just 1 hit since. First pitch to Lutz, misses low, ball 1. Edison 4, St. Joe's 2. It's the 7th inning of the GMC final here at Ray Sipperley Field, the 1-0. That misses low, 2 balls and no strikes. Back to the top of the order after Lutz pinch hits. Torado, Calantoni, and Aroma. Torado on deck, he's 0 for 3, the 2-0. That misses low and in, 3 balls and no strikes. So Zangara, who has struggled with walks this season, walked a couple batters in the first, has not walked a batter since the first inning. He's given up just 1 hit, 2 base runners since that first inning. But the count's 3-0 to Lutz. The pitch is a fastball right down the middle, strike 1. 4 in the first for Edison, 2 in the third for St. Joe's. And a bunch of goose eggs everywhere else. The 3-1. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. Counts full, 3-2. The 3-2. Chopped right back to the mound. Easy there on 2 hops. The throw is high, and the tag play is made in front of first base by Ring. So Zangara waited on that, a couple extra hops. Bit of a wild throw to first, and Lutz is retired anyway. 1-3. And now Zangara will be done. So we will have a pitching change. New pitcher for St. Joe's. Well, we'll have that in just a moment. We'll take a break. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. It's 4-2 Edison. You're listening to Central Jersey Sports Radio.
Are you looking for a sports award for your team or one of your players? Forget about trophies and go to Ball Stars. Custom sports balls for football, basketball, and more. And they're on Oprah's favorite customized gift list. Printed right here in the USA to catch all your memories. They're a perfect personalized gift for a coach, team, or a player, and they're the official award supplier of Central Jersey Sports Radio. They do all our postseason awards for basketball, baseball, and football. And the Bellamy & Son Paving Players of the Week. Everyone is wowed when they see them. And they're also great as wedding gifts, table centerpieces, or party favors. Ball Stars creates a custom proof with your art, logo, or text. You approve, and it's shipped in 2 business days or less from Kansas. Ball Stars, official award supplier of Central Jersey Sports Radio. Go to cjsportsradio.com, click the ad, and get your very own custom sports award from Ball Stars.
Well, the new pitcher's Dominic Urbafina. Urbafina has thrown 22 innings this season, 4-0 with a 1.27 ERA. Most impressive is 25-3 strikeout to walk ratio, which means he is a young man who is pounding the strike zone. He's thrown 4 innings in GMC play, has given up just 1 hit, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. We can effectively close the book on Richard Zangara, who gave up 4 runs in the first inning. He's done a wonderful job ever since. Nothing really since, just a hit and allowed a runner to reach on an error. So 6 1/3, 4 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. Walked 2, struck out 5. He cannot get a win, but St. Joe's, should they come back in the bottom of the 7th, could keep Zangara from suffering a loss. He has just 1 loss on his ledger this season. So Urbafina, lanky righty, will face the top of the lineup with 1 out. Isaiah Lutz grounded out to the pitcher to retire the first batter of the 7th inning, and now it's Tirado with Calantoni on deck and Robert Roma hoping for a chance in the hole. 1 away in the 7th. 4-2 lead for Edison. Urbafina working out of the stretch. Pitch. Fouled off to the right, 0-1. So Tirado's 0 for 3. Struck out in the first, pop out in the second, ground out to third in the 4th. Right on right. Urbafina, long legs, long arms. The 0-1. Grounded back up the middle. And it sneaks all the way through for a base hit. Darren Tirado, a seeing eye single to greet Urbafina. So a 1-out base runner for the Eagles. Would have been a tough play for Christensen on that slow roller, even if he had come up with it. Tirado, good speed.
It's pretty much the definition of a seeing eye single right there.
There have been a few of those today, too. Here is Calantoni. Walked and came around to score the first run of the game. And a pickoff throw to first, not in time. A ground out to third in the second, popped out in the 5th, so he's 0 for 2 with a run scored. Also stole a base in the first. Big Robert Roma waits on deck. Another check in at first. And once again, Tirado's back safely. Tirado, not a huge stolen base threat. It is just 2 of them this season, but he has a big lead. Pitch. Line drive. Caught at first. The throw is not in time. It bounces off the glove of Ring. Tirado was leaning off of first, and a good throw would have been a double play, but instead it's just to line out to first.
Now betting for Edison, number 17, Robert.
Line out back to the mound, excuse me. Hard hit ball by Calantoni. So here's Robert Roma. Wind has kind of died down a little bit. It was breezier a few hours ago. Roma singled, came around to score in the first, deep fly out to right in the second, and then struck out looking in the 5th. Pitch from Urbafina. Chop softly right side. Ring's got it, will take it to the bag himself, and that retires the sides. So 4-2, Edison leads as we head to the bottom of the 7th. St. Joe's, their last licks and a last chance to keep Edison from winning their first GMC title in 24 years. Stay with us. You're listening to the GMC Final on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
When you have a paving job, large or small, call Bellamy & Son Paving for a job done right. Residential or commercial, they do driveways, parking lots, plus excavation, prep work, and stone paving. Bellamy & Son will provide you with a free estimate, and they're fully insured. Call them at 732-968-5999. That's 732-968-5999. Or visit BellamyAndSonPaving.net. Bellamy & Son Paving, sponsor of the Top 10. Look for it every week on CJSportsRadio.com. Bellamy & Son Paving, a founding sponsor of Central Jersey Sports Radio.
At the Sportsplex at Metuchen, they're your local indoor sports facility, catering to all ages for an immersive sporting experience. Whether it's leagues and classes or birthday parties and camps, their multi-sport summer camp registration will be opening soon. Camps run throughout the summer. Register your child now at sportsplexatmetuchen.com for a safe and fun-filled sports camp, offering early drop-off and aftercare. Visit sportsplexatmetuchen.com or call 732-494-3000 for the Sportsplex at Metuchen.
Bottom half of the 7th inning here at Ray Sipperly Field. In the Jim Muldowney GMC Tournament Final, back with Mike Pavlichko, I'm Justin Santup. Edison 4, St. Joe's 2. Connor Murphy back to the mound to try to finish it off. Hold on a second. Some discussions with the umpires, some assistant coaches out onto the field. But at any rate, here's Connor Murphy, who's given up just 2 runs on 3 hits so far. Pitching with a 4-2 lead. 6, 7, 8 due up for St. Joe's. Owen Krolikowski, Christian Almanzar, and Walter Christian. Murphy's been very strong all season. He's been great today. The first pitch fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. Edison last won the GMC championship in 2001 as the 2 seed. They beat 13 seed Spotswood. They're 8-1 all time in the finals. The 1-0. That's upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Murphy has walked 3. And this pitch misses outside, and it's 3-0. Murphy has set down 10 in a row now, pitching in the 7th inning. The 3-0. And that misses inside. And a leadoff 4-pitch walk for Owen Krolikowski. Vinny Abene not happy with that call. A 3-0 pitch was the closest of all 4. Now here's Christian Almanzar, 0 for 1, with a walk in the second. He is the tying run at the dish. With Walter Christian on deck, Zach Penley to follow. And I'll tell you what, Murphy misses inside, 1-0. And it looks like we're going to have a quick visit to the mound. Well, I will tell you what.
What? Go ahead, tell me.
Murphy does not want to have to face Bobby Christensen in the top of the order again.
No. Talk to Spotswood. Yeah. They could tell you. Don't want to face those guys and Zale. And that is exactly what happened, too, in that game. They had the bottom of the order up and a chance to get out of that whole thing and avoid it. They had 7, 8, and 9. He got a strikeout of Almanzar. Gave up a double to Christian and a single to Penley, and then sent it up to the top of the order. And then a double by Christensen, scored 2. A single by Zale, won it.
Well, this is what St. Joe's has done. They have been the cardiac comeback, whatever you want to call it.
5 games in a row in their last at bat, the first 4 in walk-off fashion.
1 ball and no strikes. Fastball at the knees, taken for a called strike. Krolikowski at first. He drew a 4-pitch leadoff walk. Christian Almanzar is the batter. He's the tying run at the plate. Walter Christian, Zachary Penley to follow, and then the top of the lineup, the 1-1. Chop towards short, tough play there. The throw, no, it's a pump fake on the throw. It's going to be an infield single on that slowly hit chopper by Christian Almanzar, and suddenly there are 2 aboard with nobody out. And St. Joe's is in business here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Mirroring last week, there was a stolen base attempt at third, and Spotswood didn't throw down for risk of throwing it away, and it's kind of the same thing Cal did right there.
So Walter Christian started the 3rd inning with a bunt single that led to 2 runs. Is he bunting here with runners at first and second? Edison certainly expecting it. He squares around, gets it down, a beauty. Roma has no play! Robert Roma fields it down the first base line. He had no play as nobody covered. And just like that, the bases are loaded with nobody out for St. Joe's.
Well, Tavares did not get to second from his position at second to first base in time, but he still figured that he would get a throw up the line, and he didn't get it, and he was going, why not? I think he was saying, you got to trust me, I'm going to get there, and he would have been there by the time the ball was thrown, or he could have thrown it inside the first base bag. A lot of miscommunication there.
So Matthew Ferber will pinch hit now for St. Joe's. The bases are loaded for the Falcons. The ball has not left the infield in this 7th inning.
Oh, my.
Nobody out. Tying run is at second. The winning run is at first. It's a 4-2 lead for Edison. The pinch hitter is Matthew Ferber. Ferber 8 for 39 in the season, but he does have a home run, a triple, and 2 doubles. So a lot of pop in this bat. 12 RBIs for the senior. Righty on righty. Here's the pitch from Murphy, and that misses low. Ball 1.
Oh,
I
boy.
can't see down the left field line if Edison has anybody up in the bullpen. This might just be Murphy's show.
And it was last week with Carter Comiskey.
The 1-0. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Oh, boy.
A 4-pitch walk to Krolikowski, a well-placed infield single by Almanzar, a perfect bunt by Walter Christian, and Robert Roma didn't even make the throw to first. So the bases are loaded. Here's Matthew Ferber, the senior, pinch hitting, the 2-0. Grounded back up the middle, off the pitcher. The throw from short to first is picked out of the dirt, and they've got the out. So a nice play by Calantoni after the ground ball up the middle. Hit Murphy. Run comes in to score. Krolikowski crosses home plate to make it a 4-3 game. Almanzar goes up to third. He's the tying run. Walter Christian's at second. He's the winning run. And Ferber retired with a 1-6-3 putout. That drives in a run. And here's Bobby Christensen is walked at first base to set up the double play.
Now
So
hold on a second here.
So
what are we?
Bobby Christensen was just intentionally walked.
They got okay. Gotcha.
And so J.P. Zale will come up.
I was confused there for a second, but yes, they did the intentional walk without a pitch.
Yep.
Which you can do now.
And so J.P. Zale will come up with the bases loaded and 1 out. So effectively, Bobby Christensen as the runner at first base doesn't mean anything. The winning run is at second, so.
But it puts a, force play
every base.
at the plate in play.
Yep.
It puts a double play in play.
Yep. So you understand the logic from Vinny.
Definitely the logic there, because his run also doesn't matter.
Correct. And you take the bat out of the hands of a veteran senior, and who's been in a lot of big games, been in a lot of GMC finals.
But J.P. Zale got the game-winning hit last week too, so
it's a pick your poison.
Yeah, a little bit.
So Edison's infielders are in at the corners, first and third. The middle infield is back in double play depth. It's 4-3 Edison, 1 out. Bottom half of the 7th inning here at Ray Sipperly Field. J.P. Zale the batter. 1 out. Murphy's pitch. High fly ball, deep left field. Going back is Kentos. Looking up. Oh my God, it's a walk-off grand slam to win the GMC championship. First pitch swinging J.P. Zale. Oh my goodness, they're joining him rounding the bases. They're gonna mob him at the plate. Zale is already drenched in water. It's a mob scene at home plate. St. Joe's wins it 7-4. J.P. Zale walk-off salami.
Unbelievable for St. Joe's. My word. They won all 4 games in the GMC tournament in walk-off fashion. And a grand slam to walk it off, and you've now seen 2, the other one, Middlesex, in the state tournament in 2021.
That was a no doubt. And we talked, Mike, from the beginning about the wind blowing in, and then as the clouds started to shift, it felt like the wind died down, and all of a sudden, just like that, a grand slam to win the game. Wow.
7-4, the final. 7 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for St. Joe's, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Edison. Thanks to all our sponsors: Ball Stores, Bellamy and Son Paving, Baseball Warehouse, New Jersey State Federation of Umpires, Sportsplex, Metuchen, Higgins Speed Lab, Jan Promotions. We'll have post-game reaction coming up. Final score: St. Joe's and a grand slam by J.P. Zale, who said we weren't going to get any homers today. 7-4, they win it. And they've won 3 since COVID. For Justin Sansup, Mike Pavlichko saying so long. Enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day weekend, everybody.
You've been listening to High School Baseball on Central Jersey Sports Radio. For all the latest news, interviews, game broadcasts, and more, visit our website, cjsportsradio.com, and follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for listening. This has been a presentation of Central Jersey Sports Radio.